All right, good evening, everyone. Sorry there were a few technical difficulties. That's why I normally don't go live on my computer. So anyway, if you're tuning in on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. And I'm giving you time to log on here on Facebook and share. There's very important information for you in order to make sure that you thrive and survive during this pandemic. We have made it to month number 9 with all the uncertainty that's going on basically all this year. So, we have a few more months to get to the finish line. Okay, so stay positive and keep doing what you're doing, pushing forward. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about a few things, okay? Once again, if you're on YouTube or if you can share, that would be fantastic. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube page, I am running a contest. So the next few people that help me achieve 1,000 YouTube viewers will be in the pool in order to get a $50 prize. So once again, if you go ahead and just click subscribe on YouTube, you'll be in the pool for a $50 prize. Okay, so that will be at random, and I'll announce that as soon as I hit 1,000 on YouTube. Okay, so here's the information. Okay, earlier today, I posted that Trump and the CDC had halted evictions. All of a sudden, and all throughout the day, I'm getting texts, I'm getting phone calls and inbox messages of people saying, hey, is it true that we don't have to pay rent and we can basically get away with not paying rent? We don't have to pay anything due at all, basically live rent-free until January 2021. Absolutely not. I did not say that. That is not what my post said. And I just see that I really have to go live on really important issues because people get things all twisted and they start sharing information that is not correct. Okay, so I'm going to break everything down for you so you understand that you will not live rent-free from now up until February. So what the CDC and Trump are basically saying is that they're going to give you until January in order to pay all back rents. So for some people, that may mean that you have to pay $8,000 to $12,000 or more come January if you decide not to pay any rent at all for the next few months. I suggest for those people to at least give the landlord something during these perilous times, but it's all going to come back on you come January. So here's the 4 criteria. Okay, the first criteria is a single person cannot make over $99,000 per year. A couple cannot make over $198,000 per year. The second criteria is proof that you have applied for government rental assistance. The third criteria is that you declare under penalty that you're unable to pay rent due to coronavirus hardships. The fourth criteria is that you are able to affirm that if you are evicted, you will be homeless. Okay, so those are the 4 criteria in order for your eviction to be halted. So some people are asking, hey, I've already been served an eviction notice and I'm already going to court, so what happens? At that particular time, it is up to the judge to decide if this eviction halt applies to your situation. Okay, so if anybody has questions about that, you can start asking questions and I'm gonna roll on to the next thing. Okay, so once again, rents will be due January 1st. Okay, so some people are landlords on here and they say, hey, well, how do we get help? How can we continue to pay our mortgage and also pay for our rental, property when our tenants aren't paying? Well, what's going to happen is the House and the Senate, here we go with that again, right? Okay, so they're on vacation. They come back after Labor Day. and also in dealing with the direct stimulus. All these different things have to be voted upon sometime after Labor Day. So it's going to get a little busy the next following week regarding what's going on with everything. But as far as the landlords are concerned, they are saying that they're going to go ahead and approve $100 billion rental relief stimulus, okay? And that goes for renters and landlords. So that's something that's upcoming after Labor Day that we got to keep our eye on, and I'll update as I get information, okay? Make sure that you share, because somebody is losing sleep over the fact that they may get evicted. You know, somebody, is having health issues over the fact that they may get evicted. This is a real situation, because I've actually gotten messages from people saying, hey, we're just evicted. And sadly, this halt didn't come until, a few days ago. So now I need to speak to, people, business owners, or people who are looking to start businesses. Okay. We all know about the SBA fraud, the PPP, the grants, all that. Okay, $1 billion in fraud from each. So basically $2 billion in fraud. Okay, so the next go round of the SBA grants or loans, if they do it, and also any entities, private entities, corporations, nonprofits who are giving out grants, loans to businesses, basically, you got to have your stuff together. Okay, and when I say have your stuff together, I'm talking about make sure that you have an LLC corporation all set up. That includes your EIN operation agreement, fictitious business name statement, everything that you need in order to have a business bank account, because they are no longer going to go ahead and give funds out to people who state that they have businesses but don't even have a business account. I'm like, how does that work? So whatever the case, they are honing in down on requirements, qualifications in order for businesses to get these grants and loans that are available. There is plenty of money out there for businesses. It's just that you have to continue to search. I post different grants and loans available on my website, and also here on my personal page on Facebook, my Instagram, and also the Set Free Tax and Professional Services business page. And I do that because I want to make sure you can't say that you don't know. I'm trying to get the information out to people who are still trying to save their businesses, continue to thrive and survive, and also those who want to start their businesses. Okay, so if you need any business structure, make sure that you go onto my website, setfreetax.com. Once again, setfreetax.com, and just click on LLCs, corporations, even sole proprietorships. If you say, hey, I don't want to get myself entangled with an LLC or corporation, it's just too much responsibility. I don't understand it. It's just too much. You're talking over my head. Like, I just want a simple, business. You can still get a sole proprietorship, and I can set that up for you too. So once again, that's Set Free Tax Pro. So I'm just encouraging people to get their business in order so you won't be disqualified. Or you look at that application. Generally, these applications only take 10 to 15 minutes. And sometimes people are thinking that you have to write an essay and it's going to be page after page. No, most of these grants that are available, you simply need to fill out an online form. Once again, that's going to take 10 or 15 minutes, answer a few questions, and then they'll ask for your supplemental information later. And when I say supplemental information, I'm talking about, maybe your tax returns, or maybe a copy of your articles of incorporation from the Secretary of State, things like that, things that you would already have as a business owner. Okay. So the next thing that I want to talk about is, if you don't have a business, it's time for you to start a business, because as we see in this pandemic, you can't depend on these corporations. They're still laying people off left and right. The airlines are laying people off. You got Ford laying people off. And I can just say, downtown, no matter where you are, uptown, no matter where you are, it's basically dead. It is dead, and it's so sad to see all these businesses all over just shutting down shop. So a lot of people are doing their own thing. From selling socks, t-shirts, whatever it is. All you need to do is get a wholesaler's license in order to go ahead and get the benefit of not paying the tax on some of these items so you can resell them. Some people aren't internet savvy and they don't want to have an online presence. They just want to, sell directly to people, set up shop somewhere. You can do that. That's fine. I'm just saying, have something else in line in order to make some extra money. A lot of people are stressed out right now. Some people are gifted in making, bath soaps, candles, incense, roll-ons. I'm just giving people ideas right now. Some people are into hair, makeup, lashes. It's essential that we wear masks. So a lot of people are starting mask stores, online. And for us ladies, since we're wearing masks, a lot of us accentuate our eyes with lashes, our brows, and everything like that. So there's a lot of opportunity even in the midst of this storm. Okay, so some people say, to heck with that. I don't want any responsibility of any type of business. Well, I say, hey, there's a lot of elderly people out there who can't get out and about or who have to stay quarantined because they're at high risk. So why not maybe run errands for those elderly people or people with special needs kids who can't pull their kids out of the house, consistently in order to get certain essential things like groceries. So there's a lot of things that you can do. There's still opportunity in the midst of a storm. And if you don't know how to do that on your own, there's different apps that you can sign up with in order to perform these services. Some people think that there's just Uber, Lyft, Postmates, the general things, DoorDash that we think of, but there's many other apps available. So I'm going to name off some of those. Okay, some of those other apps are called Run Errands. You can look for that on your Google Play Store or your Apple Store. There's also TaskRabbit. Another one is Aaron.com. There's Instacart. And there's another one called Dumpling. Okay, so I just gave you 5 other apps where you can work for another company running errands. And honey, if you like to shop, some of those will even let you shop for others, clothing, whatever, someone needs. So you still can have fun and enjoy doing something that you like and make money for it. So once again, I'm going to run it down. TaskRabbit, Aaron.com, that's ERRAND, Instacart, Dumpling, and Run Errands. Okay, so make sure you share that with a friend. Okay, so now I'm about to talk about unemployment. So for most of you, for most people in every state has gone ahead and applied for the FEMA funds in order to get the $300 per week additional stimulus. Okay, so you should start seeing that this week. Okay, so basically after Friday, you should start seeing them either giving you a lump sum because it's retroactive until August 1st if you have the base payment of at least $100 per week. Okay, so that's the requirement. So once again, I don't know if they're going to give you that in a lump sum or if they're just going to sporadically add the $300 over time. So if you don't see it, just know that it's coming and or your state hadn't applied for the FEMA funds yet. Okay, so you have to kind of Google the news to see where your state is on that. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the fact that most people have been on unemployment for this year. Okay, so maybe January, February may not be as, how can I say, as happy as most, think, because everybody is usually waiting on a big tax refund check and they're ready to get that, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. And generally it's not going to happen for this upcoming tax season, because if you're on unemployment for most of the year, you're not getting earned income because you haven't worked for the money. Okay, earned income credit is what gives you most of your tax refund. So unfortunately, unemployment is just considered that. It's unemployment. Unfortunately, it's taxable. You're going to have to pay taxes on the unemployment funds that they gave to you. Here we go again with the government saying that they're helping us, but basically they're turning around and getting money from us. Once again, you're going to be taxed on that money, and they're going to save money because they're not going to be giving out those bigger refunds. So as the time gets closer, I'll let you know what amount is going to be excluded from being taxed on your unemployment when it comes to filing your taxes, okay? And everything is going to be by the case-by-case basis, okay? Somebody who just got, $5,000 of unemployment, okay, they may have $2,500 excluded from what they have to pay taxes on. And somebody who received higher, it may be escalated and they have to, end up having a reduction that's lower. So it may be a little messy, but I'll explain everything to you. Okay, so the next is Mr. Trump halted payroll tax. Okay, so a lot of you will receive extra pay on your taxes, but the thing is, it's deferred taxes. It doesn't mean that you don't have to pay it. So this is the thing. From September 1st until the end of December, you will see a bigger pay increase for those of you who are working because the 6.2% payroll taxes isn't going to be taken out. However, during the first quarter of next year, they're going to double your taxes. So then you'll see a double amount of taxes taken out of your check in the first quarter of 2021. So that money that they're deferring is basically going to kick you in the butt later, and then you're going to receive less money come that first quarter of the year. So we're dealing with less money on your paychecks. We're dealing with a low or no tax refund. Thanks, government, trying to so-called help us out. And then we start off the year like that. Okay, so another thing, when I said what I said the other day about the payroll tax cut, people were saying, hey, I don't want it. I don't want a tax cut. I want to continue to pay my taxes because I don't want it to double on me. So for the people who said that, it is up to your employer to go ahead and choose whether or not they participate. If they say that they don't want to do the payroll tax cut, then they don't have to according to IRS regulations, okay? So if they choose to do it, it is up to your employer to say, yes, we'll go ahead and honor your request to go ahead and continue to take taxes out, or they can say, no, we're just keeping it flat in general. We're going ahead and taking out or not taking out the payroll taxes as requested. Okay, so you're going to have to talk to your employer about that one. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about is the SUSUs, if I'm saying that right. I've been approached many, did I say many times? Many times to do this. I am not saying anything bad about anybody who does it. That's wonderful. If you want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't do that. But what I want to let people know is that if you are doing the SUSU, and if I'm saying that right, if you are doing the gifting circle, and if you heard about it, okay, so what happens is, if I'm explaining this right, you put $300 to $500 in, somebody you don't know holds on to the money, and then they gift it to somebody somehow, some way, about a month later, 6 weeks later, then your $300 or $400 turns into $2,000 or $3,000, and then you kind of do the same thing again. It's a little confusing to me. However, somebody else who's in it can explain it to you. But on the tax side of things, where I'm coming from, is that yes, you can gift an individual up to $15,000 per year that's not taxable. Anything over and above that, depending on how much above that $15,000 that you are actually given, then becomes taxable from 14 all the way up to 34%. So a lot of people are trying to figure out how to get around and about all of that, and sometimes people using Cash App, PayPal, and even a traditional bank, they're holding funds because some of these funds are suspicious to them, and just going through a lot of red tape. So if you want to talk about your SUSU gifting, the circle, and how to handle it on the tax side of things, then make sure that, you inbox me, call me, 562-646-6185. Sometimes if you call, I cannot speak with you directly right away because I'm servicing other clients and taking care of other business. But if you text me, I will, definitely follow up and get back to you. We'll set an appointment of a time that we can speak. Okay, so once again, I went over the eviction halt. And once again, it's a halt. You have to pay all of that back rent come January 31st. It is not a cancellation of rent, okay? I'm going to keep saying that. It is not a cancellation of rent. You're going to have to pay that money. So please do spread the real word of what that actually means. Make sure that you share with a friend. Join me on YouTube. Also, credit repair. There's a lot of situations going on. Of course, some people are saying, hey, Toyicha, I'm in a financial bind and I can't pay all of these credit card bills. I'm trying to stay afloat. Case by case basis. Yes, I do give you a consultation on, hey, what you can do, what you should do in your situation. Some people are taking advantage of the deferred payments. Some people are saying, heck, I'm just going to go ahead and forget about all these for now. If you have to let go of all your credit cards, don't let it stress you out. You will have another opportunity to rebuild. Credit cards are not worth your health. It is not worth stressing out. You have a new beginning coming your way. That's why there is credit restoration, credit education. And that's what I'm here to assist you with, okay? So once again, I don't want people stressing out about credit cards and everything like that. I've been there, I've done that, and I'll never do that again. Your life is more valuable than, these corporations and credit cards hounding you, for money, okay? So if you need to talk to me about what you should do about your credit situation, let me know. If you need a quick cleanup, I can help you with that. If your business is already established and you want to go ahead and build your business credit, I can help you with that too, okay? That's setfreecreditrepair.com. And let's see. Leilani has a question. Did they agree on a stimulus check being released in a few weeks? Okay, no, they haven't voted on the direct stimulus checks yet. That's coming next week after Labor Day. Hopefully they do. I feel like right now that they're kind of tap dancing around giving direct stimulus out because if you recognize, okay, they did a payroll tax cut, so then you get more money on your check. And then they did an eviction halt, okay? So you can't say, okay, I'm about to be evicted. So that almost gives them, more ammunition to say, people really don't need a direct stimulus because we've done all these other things. So I'm letting you all know, don't be surprised if there isn't a second stimulus based upon the actions that the government has taken at this time. But, I'm going to keep you, informed about what's going on as soon as I know. Okay, so once again, if you have any questions, make sure that you inbox me. And I want to say to some of you who have inboxed me, I don't see some of those messages because they go into the inbox spam. So I'm going to make sure at least once a day or every other day or something like that, I will go into the spam box and make sure that I see your messages. I also want to let you know to join the Set Free Tax and Professional Services page because if you inbox me on there, I automatically end up seeing it. So that may be a better option. Make sure, once again, that you share. Join me on YouTube, subscribe. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn. It's a blessing always to share information with you, keep you up to par on how to win, thrive, and survive. This is Miss Toy, your Auntie Toy, TT, whatever you want to call me. I'm here for you. Much love is sent your way, and know that no matter what, somebody needs your hug, somebody needs your smile, and we have to continue to stick together, love one another, and thrive. Look. Chaos is reported on the daily basis. On the daily basis. We don't need any more drama, none at all. So just know that I'm praying for you. Make sure that you're praying for me. Take care, and remember that any day is a great day to get set free.